When we talk about addiction, most of the time we talk about alcohol, drugs, sort of that hard stuff. But rarely do we ever talk about addictions that are smaller in comparison, but they're still as impactful in our daily lives. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it could be your addiction to video games, it could be your addiction to porn, it could be your addiction to social media, or it could be your addiction to getting angry about everything. It could be your addiction to getting sad about everything. It could be your addiction of getting offended about everything. And these things have very, very real effects in our lives that could really hamper our quality of life. So, how do we actually identify these addictions and how do we get rid of them? Well, first of all, I think you know what you're addicted to. This is the entire reason why you clicked on this video. But even if you don't know what you're addicted to, just ask yourself this question. What am I doing over and over again that I know is not good for me, but for some reason I can't stop doing it? And many times those things are just feelings. A lot of people report having different feelings throughout the day, and half of those feelings make them feel like shit. But the interesting part is not the feelings that make people feel like shit, but they actually have the same feelings every single day. And the reason for that is because we can actually become physically addicted to certain feelings and emotions. As you probably already know, when we have certain feelings and emotions, our brain releases a very specific set of chemicals. And those chemicals can be habit forming. They can be physically addictive, just like heroin. Some people get happy about everything. They could be run over by a truck and they would still be happy. Some people get depressed about everything. They could win the Super Bowl and they would still be depressed. So identify what you're addicted to. If it's a certain behavior, if it's something that you consume every day, maybe like sweets, maybe like cookies, maybe pizza, maybe those sort of things. Maybe you're addicted to those sort of things. But we all have some form of addiction. This is ingrained in us. It's programmed in our brain. There are many things that are habit forming for us because they help us survive. In a very primitive setting, right? If we were still living in caves, we would benefit from being addicted to certain foods. We benefit from being addicted to fatty foods and to sugary foods, which are scarcer, which are not that easy to get. Things like nuts and avocados, which are rich in fat, they're not easy for us to get. So it would make sense for us to stock up on those calories that are going to sustain us for longer. But our brain is not designed for the 21st century. Our brain is not designed for Oreo cookies and pie and pizza. It would make sense for us to be addicted in a certain way to having sex, because it's in the best interest of our survival and of the survival of our genes to go and procreate, to reproduce. But our brain does not account for the 21st century. Again, it does not account for pornography. So these addictions are sort of piggybacking off of our own natural brain programming. So this is why they are so hard to overcome. And this is why we develop these addictions. It's because it's ingrained in us, because our brain is designed this way. Now, once again, that doesn't mean that this is unchangeable then. It doesn't mean then that this is set in stone and that once you become an addict, you are destined to be an addict for the rest of your life. You need to understand the rules of the game. You need to understand how your brain operates so that then you can actually do the changes that you need to make. So in order for you to get a better habit, sort of a better addiction that helps you, that drives you forward, that actually provides something of value for you in your life and people around you. In order for you to do that, then you need to actually find a new behavior that provides you the same experiences, the same thrills, and that meets your needs in the same way. Now, a lot of people, for example, replace their addiction for cigarettes or for alcohol or for something like that with something positive like exercise. Exercise can be addictive. It can be habit forming. It's very, very hard for you to actually get in trouble for exercising too much. The worst that could happen is that maybe you get injured or you pass out because you did too much. I don't know. But other than that, it's a very healthy habit. It's a very healthy addiction. The main thing here is that we need to understand that whatever it is that we pick to do, whatever new habit you want to adopt, you need to make it as enticing and as pleasurable as your old habit. Also, you need to really reframe your new habit as something negative, as something bad, as something that's going to help you, that's going to generate so much pain in your life. And let's think about this. The whole reason why you're watching this video right now is because you already understand that that old habit, that old addiction is not good for you. Otherwise, you would have clicked out by now. But understanding and doing are very different things. So actually, I want you to go deeper and actually feel the pain that you would feel by going 10 years in your life, going down the same path, doing the exact same things with the same addictions, with the same problems. And once you realize how bad it can get, you will not want to keep doing that thing. Actually, a friend of mine came to the exact same conclusion. He stopped smoking cold turkey. No nicotine patches, no weeding off, no waiting periods, none of that. He just quit completely and hasn't touched a single cigarette since. Why did that happen? It happened because one day he was in the backyard, he was smoking, and unbeknownst to him, his daughter, 4 years old at the time, runs out screaming, crying, bawling in tears. And she wraps herself around her dad and she tells him, "Daddy, please don't kill yourself." Wow, okay, what's going on here? And he asked her, "Why would you say that? Why do you think I'm going to kill myself?" And she starts pointing towards the cigarette. And unbeknownst to him, that little girl was watching on TV a whole program about how cigarettes cause cancer and lung emphysema and all those things. So when he had that very impactful, painful moment of a painful realization that this could keep him away from the little girl that he loved so much, he quit completely. So what am I saying? Do you have to be completely extreme like this? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the thing here is you need to really experience some pain from keeping that old habit and getting some pleasure from that new habit that you want to adopt. If you manage to do that successfully, it will be easy for you to change your behavior. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.